go. What's up, guys? What's going on? We got Jay Sharp in the house. This should be good. Bro, as a matter of fact, this is hands down, 100%, the most... Oh, y'all can't hear me. Hold on. Wait, can y'all hear me? Wait, y'all could hear me, but y'all hear me from the wrong thing. Hold on. I got you. I probably sound... What's going on, man? What's going on? Great month. Yes. So the news is absolutely insane for July. Absolutely insane. Great month for news, to be honest. Yes, Darius, 100% amazing month for news. Amazing month. We got 88 people in here already. 90 people. My goodness, this is crazy. Please hit the like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Also, double check to make sure you're subscribed. YouTube does a thing sometimes where it filters out people for no reason at all. Literally for no reason. So you just want to make sure that you are subscribed. So anytime that there's new content that comes from Boxing Fanatico, you guys will be notified. All right. Poe in the house. That's my guy right there. I love that dude, man. Boxing video game wish list. He is the OG of social media, internet, and boxing video games. The OG. He started it all. ABM Mall. Fanatico, what's good, man? Great month for us ESBC fans. It is, without argument, the greatest month for ESBC. The greatest month without argument, man. Without argument. We are already at 110 viewers. Guys, please hit that like button. We're going to start getting into it. There's a lot we're going to talk about. I may forego my 1 hour and actually do 2 hours just because there's so much to talk about. Bro, believe it or not, I'm with you, Guest Sports Gaming. I want this game to come out as soon as possible. And contrary to popular belief, I do not know when the release date is. I truly don't know. But I want them to release that information. All the content creators want that because that's like perfect content. Release date, reveal. That's perfect content that every content creator wants. Trust me, we're right there with you in terms of wanting it. You know, it's just a matter of whenever they're gonna let it, let us know about it. Is this new information? It could be. There's some things I didn't talk about that's popping up in my head right now in terms of the gameplay with the new build that we're gonna get into. But for the most part, it's wrapping up the month of July, which was packed. So this is just an easier way for people to do it. Guys, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button so we can get into it. We're at 45 likes with 125 watching right now. All you got to do is close the chat real quickly, click it, and then you can open the chat up. It's that easy, guys. If we could do that real quick, I will be very thankful because let's try to get this out to as many people as possible so we can have a conversation with the whole community. I don't just want the people that, that are like gun-ho for ESBC and really wanted to come out. I also want the people who are lukewarm on it or who are criticizing the game. I want everybody in here because this is how we do a true natural discussion. This is how we do a true natural discussion. I'm never for just keeping, the community looking in one direction. Everybody, let's all get in here. Everyone. July definitely was packed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hurry up and drop the game. I've been waiting for 3 years. Damn, bro, you've been waiting longer than me. I've only been waiting since 2020 when they announced it. It's kind of crazy how you've been waiting before I was waiting. X doubt. Fanatico knows more he's letting on. I'm telling you, I do not. Like all of the stuff that was within my NDA in terms of the things I've done is completed already. It's come to its full conclusion after the round table. So there's nothing else that I know, guys. I promise you, there's nothing else that I know. I clicked. Oh, hold up. I clicked soon as I seen the live. I just found your channel. The ESBC News is so exciting. Thank you, SSJ. Thank you so much. Jacob LX. Super chat, a $19 and a $20 super chat. Wow, Jacoby, my fault, I can't say his name wrong after that. Jacoby LX, thank you so much, brother. Thank you for that. Big fan of what you're doing. I'm happy I finally can catch one of your streams live. My question is, Steel City Interactive is mainly focusing on stick/analog punching rather than button punching. I know that can be a concern for button punchers. Okay, because you paid $20, I'm going to answer your question right now, even we haven't gotten fully into it yet. Even we're at 150 right now. Come on, get the likes up, guys. We're at 150 viewers. Get the likes up. We're only at 71 likes. And please subscribe if you haven't. All right. They are split right down the middle in terms of that. You could either use the analog or you could either use the buttons. The way I like to play is I like to use the buttons because I like the precision of it. I like to know that I'm always throwing the jab and I didn't accidentally throw a hook or something, right? But for uppercuts, because it requires two buttons and sometimes you could kind of press one button before the other, it's not like perfect. I prefer to use the analog. So what I'll do is I'll press the buttons and then I'll flick the analog diagonally down. The analog pressing is exactly the way it is for Fight Night Champion. There's no difference. If you press it this way, it's a jab. If you press it this way, it's a straight. Or if you're a southpaw, it's in reverse, right? Hook is to the left and down diagonally is the uppercuts, right? So it's basically the same for both. It's the same for both. I don't see how there could be an advantage for one over the other. I didn't get that. I do a hybrid version of playing the game, but yes, you can use either buttons or analog. So if there's any rumors out there going around that they're only button pressing and stuff, no, I'm choosing to press buttons because that's what I prefer. But there are analog sticks that you can use. You could use the analog sticks almost identical to how it is in Fight Night Champion. So I hope that helped. And it doesn't feel like there's any difference. By the way, guys, from the new build, the reaction time, the button press to reaction time was spot on. It wasn't like the creator event. Remember when I made my video after playing the creator event, I was very disappointed in ESBC's button press delay. So if I pressed the button, the punch would come out way later. It was even more delayed than Fight Night Champion, right? So I was super disappointed in that, and I put it in my hands-on after coming back from the creator event, right? This time around, when I pressed the button, that thing came right out. When I pressed the button, it came right out. So I was pleasantly surprised. And I think that also helped to make the whole thing feel more cohesive and more like I was in control, and it just felt more, the tactile feeling of it was much more powerful. We got more super chats in here. We got Blood Miss Demon with a $2 super chat. Do you think beta will come out for PS5? I do not believe, I don't know for sure, but I do not believe that the early access, I don't know about the beta, but maybe a beta thing will happen a little bit down the line. But I do believe that the early access will be PC only. Unfortunately, it will be PC only. Hopefully, there's still that's better than nothing though, guys. Because remember, if they don't do early access, we don't get the full release. It's not like they're replacing full release with early access. That's not what's happening. If they don't do early access, we don't get full release. And we'll just have to wait for full release. I think early access is good so they could get data and all that stuff, and then they could do a full release after that. But no, I don't believe it's coming out for the PS5. If they do a beta later down the line, will that come out for the PS5? It is very possible, but I don't know for sure. I can't tell you because there's no information regarding that. All right, No Troche with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you, brother. What's up, Fanatico? Sorry I missed the last wrap up, and boy, was July an eventful month. Makes me feel good since it was my B-Day month. Woo! Well, happy birthday, man, because Steel City Interactive dropped some bombs, bro. They dropped gameplay trailers, renders, fighter reveals. Like, they had a round table. The list goes on and on. All right, we got Big Roller. Big Roller, what's going on, brother? Thank you for the $5 super chat. We need Sweet Pea Whitaker in the game. You have to whisper that to the devs. I think I've told them a few times already that I want Pernell Whitaker. He was actually one of my favorite players in ESBC. I'm sorry, in Fight Night Champion. So I would definitely, and Fight Night Round 4. So I would definitely love to have him in ESBC for sure. I mean, this guy was a defensive wizard. All right, let's see. When do you think early access will come out? My prediction is actually up on my channel. but I'll say it right here. My prediction is going to be early December. That's what I'm predicting for early access, early December. We got 89 likes, guys, and we got 192 people in here, 192 people. If we can get that up, it will be amazing. We're going to get into it. Don't worry. I'm not going to do an hour. I'm going to do more than an hour. We're going to really sit here and chop it up, guys. We're really going to sit here and chop it up. We need Gervonta Davis. Yes, I would 100% love Gervonta Tank Davis in the game. I would 100% love that guy in the game, man. Does the game have face scan for created character? We don't know. We don't know. I do know that they're working on created character, and we won't have a created character for early access. But in terms of the details of that, we don't know for sure. Fanatico, Hollywood C, what's up? What up, Brody? You know I'm in the building. Of course, Hollywood C. Thank you so much for showing up, brother. Thank you. Your content is always on point. Thank you, Hollywood C. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that so much. Is Anthony Joshua in the game yet? No. From our knowledge, from what they've revealed, he is not in the game yet. No, sir. Can you play it without a controller if I'm playing using PC? No, you must use a controller. It will not support keyboard at all. So you must use a controller to play ESBC. Just a heads up, guys, for anybody thinking about using just keyboard and mouse. Looking forward to creative boxer mode. Hey, Penbees, 4K Gaming World, what's up, man? I've seen a lot of your videos, man. Thank you for showing up in this live stream. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. And yes, definitely creative boxer mode. More information on that will be amazing. We got another super chat by No Trochet. Thank you so much for the additional super chat. Jeez, $2. They should show off some of the female fighters. That they definitely should do that for sure. I 100% want them to do that so badly. All right, so let's go into. I feel like we should just quickly breeze through what happened, and then go into my experience. And basically the floor is open. You guys can ask me any question. The floor is open. I was there for 5 days, so there are things that still have not been talked about. So we're gonna have a fun time right now. What else do you know that we don't about Fanatico? Honestly, this is it. Like the everything is out. Basically, everything is out. There's some gameplay stuff that I don't think was mentioned yet. But other than that, I think there'll always be something that isn't mentioned because we can't remember every little thing. But if like somebody says something or it triggers something, I could be like, oh, I know about that. I know this happened or that happened. So yes, we are at, come on guys, get the likes up. We got 210 people. We have 99 likes. Also hit that subscribe button. If you haven't, guys, hit that subscribe button. Please check to see if you're subscribed. A lot of people get unsubscribed for no reason. So check to see if you're subscribed. If you aren't, resubscribe, guys. Come on. It's just gonna help grow the community and make sure that ESBC gets a good platform. All right. Let's go. Let's quickly go into the details of, let's see here. All right. So we're gonna quickly run through this, guys. I'm gonna go ahead. I still got the chat up on my left-hand side. And if there's a super chat that comes in, of course, I'm always going to respect the super chats. I don't want you guys feeling like you're putting money into chats and there's nothing coming out of that. So I'm always going to put respect on that. So we'll pause and pull it up. But I got you guys on my left. But we're going to go ahead and look at the month of July, which is hands down, without argument. I don't care what you say. July is the most powerful month in terms of content. This was like we got more than 2 things per month in terms of the amount of information that we've gotten from them. All right, so let's look at the first render. The first render was the Sugar Ray Robinson render. They had this right here. It does look kind of cut out a little bit, but it looked beautiful. It looked really, really nice. This looks really, really nice. And this had to be done by hand, fully by hand, because unfortunately, because he has passed away, you can't really scan Sugar Ray Robinson. But it is still it does look really good. It got the hair is good, the eyes, the mustache, everything looks good, and of course the gloves look really, really old. Even the way the leather is stitched right here, it just looks really, really old, and I just 100% love it. All right, so the newsletter. By the way, guys, have anybody gotten a newsletter email yet? I haven't gotten it. I haven't gotten the newsletter. So I'm wondering if anybody else got newsletter for the month. Maybe it doesn't drop on the 1st. They probably drop it sometime during the week. But I personally haven't gotten a newsletter. Okay. I think it's only going to do what I'm doing, which is wrapping up the month. But I think they're just going to make it in an easier way. Put it together in an easier way. So we'll have to wait and see how that's going to come out. I don't think it's gonna be new news. I think it's just gonna be a wrap up. So it says monthly roundup of ESBC. I was expecting, since this dropped in July 6th, that we were gonna get a July version of this. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe it's gonna be later down the line. All right. So then we have Terrence Crawford. We have the great Terrence Crawford. Look at this. There's only 2 pictures of him. But man, does it look good. The sweat looks great. Everything looks really, really nice on him. The only thing that looks kind of like Photoshoppy is his name right here. The way it's almost not even like kind of straight or whatever, but that's neither here nor there. The game is still not fully complete and everything, so we're waiting. The cool thing is the little bait and switch that happened with the Crawford model. We got the Crawford model on the 12th, and then boom, on the 13th, we got smacked right in the face with a whole gameplay trailer. Now, I knew that these things were releasing. Everything else I didn't know. This is because I was part of this entire project. I was part of this entire project. I worked on the gameplay trailer. We don't have to watch the gameplay trailer. I'm sure you guys have seen it already multiple times, and there's been so many breakdowns of the gameplay trailer. But I do want to say thank you to the community. You never know what's going to happen when you make a piece of art. You could put it out there and there could be a certain reception to it. It could be negative, it could be positive, but for the majority of it, especially for people that don't really have a horse in the race, it was overwhelmingly positive, and it makes you feel good because it was hard work. It was a lot of work. It was days in and days out of like brainstorming, storyboarding, like creating a storyboard, creating a whole system just so that trailer could come together, even for that few minutes that you saw on screen. So to see people like Marshall Mine, who have criticized the gameplay trailers in the past, to see people like Ricky J Sports and LX Dark Sniper, to see those people who have criticized the game in the past look at this trailer and say, wow, this is finally showing me improvement. This is something that I really enjoy. It's very touching, because I'm telling you, like the blood, like not blood, sweat, and tears, but the amount of effort put into this trailer was a lot. And it's good to see that it was received positively by the community. All right, let me see. I know I saw a super chat come in. Let's switch over real quick just to pull up that super chat. Let's see. Let's go back up here. Okay, Neo. He wrote $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Neo. If there were walkouts and stare downs, etc., implemented during the build you played, how were they in comparison to the Canelo and Bivol one? Okay, so nothing is final. Nothing is complete yet, right? So what we saw, the walkout was very similar to Canelo versus Bivol. When they're walking out, they're just by themselves, and that's it. Like, they're doing the whole thing, they're by themselves, and they're walking out. However, what changed was when they got in the ring. When they got in the ring, it was like once again, this is not final. It could, it could be different. It could be changed or whatever. It could be added to or whatever. But you're in your corner, the other fighters in their corner. You can see they're kind of communicating with their team. They're hopping up and down, kind of getting ready or whatever. They're looking over to the other corner. The other corner is doing the same thing. And then they move into the center of the ring. Now, in the trailer, that's what you saw from that part. When they're moving into the center of the ring with Kenny Bayless being in there, that part is what you're seeing from that bigger part of them being in their own corners with their trainers, kind of hopping around and kind of warming up, right? That part where they show Terrence Crawford by himself and he has a spotlight on him, I never saw that. That was actually put into it. That was put into the edit after I had left. So I never saw that part because that part in and of itself was not ready during our build. So that was added after, and then it cut a lot of that beginning part, and then it cut into the part when they kind of met up in the middle. But that's basically how it is. It's very similar until they get into the ring, and it completely changes. Completely changes. So hopefully that answered the question in regards to that. Now let's go back. I don't think there was another super chat unless I'm bugging. I don't think there was another super chat. No. Okay. All right, so let's go back. Pull this up here. Let's go back here and take a look at this. So trailer, we saw it, we liked it. Of course, there's things that people still felt, could be better. Like the punches could still improve more. Some people didn't like all of the different camera angles. Some people didn't like the graphics, felt like it was downgraded. But remember how what they talked about in the round table. Sometimes they pull things out to optimize other things and then reintroduce certain things, right? So they could have dipped the texture and the reflection and all that stuff in terms of this arena or whatever to add like the atmosphere, because you see how it's more packed. One way, like I think that a lot of people think that every new thing they show will always have every aspect of it be better than the last thing they show. And because we're seeing alpha footage, you can't think of it as like a straight line that goes this way. It's more like a jumbled thing that's moving in the right direction. Like it's moving this way, but it's all mangled together. For example, the July trailer had more atmosphere than the February trailer because they removed a lot of people from the surrounding ring, right? But now this one has kind of the same atmosphere as the July trailer because they reintroduced everybody around the ring. So it's kind of pulled out, polished, reintroduced. Same thing's happening with this, according to what Ash Habib says. Same thing going on here. Certain things get taken out, and then they put it in. And it's never been a thing to them like, oh, let's make sure we're always showing them the most optimal thing. It's more like, we have something, let's try to bring them in the process and let's show them this. So granted, when I played, you're so into it, you're playing whatever, you don't really see, like, unless I had the other trailer, which I didn't pull it up, I couldn't tell that the graphics were like different. But once, people were saying it and I looked, I was like, oh yeah, there is a difference here. But it's not to say that, like I'm not looking at that stuff. It's just that there's so much more that I have to focus on. There's so much more that I have to pay attention to when I'm playing the game, and I have to create a trailer, I have to piece things together. So that went over my head, but I'm glad. That's why I love bringing it out, because when you show it to the world, that's when you get like the best feedback possible. Either positive or negative, doesn't matter. Okay, we got another super chat, so we got to switch over. You know what I'm saying? I'm respecting you guys and the super chat. All right, hold on one second. Devon Miranda with a $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. Scream at Steel City and tell them we need B-Hop and Miguel Cotto. Plus, I want to see you when the game drops. LOL. The cool thing about me is that my name, Fanatico, is in the game. So at least you could create me, or if they have like a community share thing, that I think that's where they're going with it, would create a character. It could be created and you could put Fanatico, like the announcers and everybody would say Fanatico because we won that that name tournament. There was a tournament with like try to get your name in or try to get special names in, and Fanatico was one of the winners of that. So I'm super happy that the audio is there. So that's better than nothing, I guess. If you must have me in the game, I guess that's better than nothing. B-Hop, Miguel Cotto, 100%. They need to get those guys. That's not even a joke, too. Like, I'm with you 100% on that, man. Those are two of my favorite players, man. Two of my favorite people. JMMA, gotta let him know. Every time I see one of y'all with that hoodie, I get salty. JMMA, man, listen, hey. I feel like hopefully next time, whatever event or whatever, you should definitely be one of the people that they that they bring over there for sure, 100%. All right, let's go and switch over here again. This was the reveal. This was the reveal of Ryan Garcia. The cool thing about this is I think this was done. This is the perfect way to reveal somebody. If you're gonna reveal them, go ahead and reveal them and show us their render, which is exactly what they did. They revealed him, showed us his render. He looks exactly like Ryan Garcia. Tattoos are on point. Face looks exactly like him. Hair is okay, is good. It's not like the best thing in the world, but it's pretty good. Trunks are good, everything. So it looks really nice. This is the only thing that would beat a reveal like this is having in-game, like him playing in-game, like showing him in-game. That's the only way that you will beat a render plus a reveal. Like, we've gotten renders, for example, Sonny Edwards, we got the render of Sonny Edwards, but we knew he was in the game. The coolest thing ever is to tell us, this guy's in the game and this is how he looks. That's like the best. That's the best in my opinion. But if you go, this is a guy, this is who we have, this is how he looks, this is how he plays, can't beat that. That's literally the best thing to do when it comes to those things. Conor Nigel Benn is still my favorite render that has been displayed. Why? Because this picture right here is literally the best picture that they've ever shown us, ever. And this is not, to me, it's not even close. The way the light, you can see there's key lighting in his eyeballs. Like there's a light over here and a light over here, like the key lighting that you get when you're actually taking photos, like photography. You can see it in his eyeballs. The amount of detail that had to be put to just have that happen is insane. Because when they take pictures in that machine, they're not taking pictures with key lighting. There's just a bunch. It's like a big light that just comes up, that engulfs them on every angle. So to see like them create key lighting in the eyes, it just shows that the attention to detail in terms of the realism is super, super, super high. It's super high. We're at 244 people watching right now. Guys, let's get up. Let's get the lights up. And if you're in here, you haven't hit subscribe, hit that subscribe button. It's like quick. Close the chat, hit subscribe, hit the like, come right back in. It's literally like 2 seconds, guys. I promise you, it's 2 seconds. This was also a very proud moment for me to be on this round table with Ash Habib, with the Global Communications Director, Rax, or Will Kinsler, and with Todd Grisham. I think this was just an amazing moment. I soaked it all in. I took it in. I appreciated the moment. I thought it was very powerful, and I love the conversations that we had. I love the conversation I was having with Rax. We just reminiscing on the battles that we were having when I was there. It was just absolutely amazing. And like, it was just the camaraderie and everything just felt so good. It was just a good thing. And I'm actually I'm kind of happy that this roundtable came out, because I spoke about the judges, but they broke it down even more and how they could be different and how they could judge things. Now, I saw some people saying, oh, great. So the best thing that's going to happen is that we're trying to get a title in career mode and we get robbed by the judges. The judges are not there to rob you, guys. The judges are just going to be random and they're going to look for things that they prefer. But if you completely destroy somebody, it doesn't matter. You will win that fight. There's judges that, for example, when I was playing with Rax, that cared more about aggression, right? But like, I would try to be more defensive. So it didn't matter if I was very, very good in what I was doing. Like, you could still feel a certain level of confidence that you're not going to get robbed. It's just that you can't meta the thing. Like, you can't just make sure you're always one notch above. And that's what a lot of people do in other, boxing games. You just, as long as I'm one notch above, as long as I have one punch more than him in every single round, I'm going to win. That's not the case. If you have one punch more than him in every single round, but he's being the aggressor, he's bringing you, like, he's pushing you down, or he has a better movement, or he has better defense, or he's making you miss more, or whatever. Like, it all depends on the judges and what they're looking for, but that allows for you to always be on your A game and never take any round for granted. You don't take any round for granted. I actually got punished for doing that. I took a round for granted because I thought I automatically won the fight. I thought I was automatically going to win the fight because I felt like I edged him out. And that's the problem. I rock racks, and I was so feeling myself so much. I was just like, I'm not even gonna knock you out. I'm just gonna stay right here. I'm just gonna scare you or whatever, right? So he literally, I hit him a few times. He could have gotten knocked out or knocked down, and I didn't. I was just like, I'm gonna leave you alone because I got this already. And then I kind of like moved away from him, and you know what I'm saying? Like I was just feeling myself. The scorecards came out, and it was a draw. It ended up being a draw, a majority draw. And I was kicking myself because I was one punch away from dropping him. Had I dropped him, I would have won that fight. Had I dropped him, I would have won that fight. So all it is that you're like, don't just coast or don't just think you're gonna win because you edged them out a little bit. Like there isn't a 100% thing. You have to either try your best to dominate the whole fight, or you have to really push to win every round if you feel that it's close. You have to really get in there trying to win those rounds and win them decisively, because you just never know. It's not a thing of like the judges are just gonna rob you for fun. No, it's just you have to understand that you can't, there's no more like figure out what's the most optimal thing that wins every time and do it over and over and over and over again. So I think that was a genius kind of move, because now it's like it feels more real. People can't just sit on a meta and always win on the scorecards. We got some super chats, and I think actually let's move on. We've already talked about that stuff. Let's move on. Let's go over here and let's pull up some of these super chats that I've seen come in. All right, so we got was it Nate? Let me just make sure Nate was the last one. So yeah, Scream at Steel City. All right, okay. Nate, great job with the trailer. Definitely showed improvements and what the game can be with a sim approach. Might have to get a PC just for early access. Hey, I would never tell somebody get something for one game, right? But I'm a boxing video game head, so I had to do it. I did that back in 2020. I did it in November of 2020 when they were supposed to release early access in December of 2020. I got myself a PC. I don't have to go out and get myself a PC anymore, because even though it delayed and hopefully it releases this year, I have my PC ready to go. So I'm already ready to go for that game when it comes out. So trust me, you won't regret it. Plus, the PC, there's so much you could do with it. PC, so many things you could do. So many things you could do with it. It's not just playing ESBC. All right, and then we got Neo Troche. The second I found out that you helped with the Crawford trailer, I was like, you sneaky devil. Guys, bro, I want it so badly, bro. I want it so badly with everything in my power, so badly, to tell you guys that I made this trailer, to tell you guys that I was going to go do this trailer. I wanted to so badly, but I was under NDA, guys. It wasn't that I was trying to pull a fast one. It wasn't that I was trying to pull the wool over your guys' eyes. I'm always trying to give you as much information as I can, but I'm also under NDA, and I'm not trying to burn bridges, with a company that's bringing me out to collaborate with them. One thing I will say, because a lot of people think that there's like this, oh, I'm getting paid. I didn't even get paid to do the trailer. It was literally a collaboration where I wanted to do it. The only thing that they did was pay for my flight and my hotel and food. That's it. I went there to make this for the community essentially for free, because I just wanted to be part of this project. So it's not that I'm getting paid, and there's people gonna make conspiracy theories all they want, but you trust me, I'm telling you the truth, guys. I'm looking right at you. I'm telling you the truth. If I can't say something, it's because of me being under NDA. With that being said, there's nothing else that I have that they've told me that I haven't said yet. Everything is out. The cat's out the bag. I went to this, was part of the project, and the trailer was the result of that project that I collaborated with them on. All right. I'm a council boy, and I'm just trying to play it. Yeah, man. Hopefully you guys will be able to get in contact with somebody when it releases for early access. David Benavidez needs to be back on the list. I know he was on the list or whatever. He was on that thing, but I want him in it so bad. I was so hyped when I saw him on that list. Hi Fanatico, will there be some legendary venues? I don't know. I hope so. It makes sense if they can mix it with, with the legends and stuff. It would be amazing. I think it would be cool if they have old school venues, like super old school for Jack Johnson, where they're outside, right? And then everybody has like a white straw hat. Like, it's like, if you ever looked at the crowd back then, everyone had the white hat, the white kind of like straw hat with the little black like thing in between right here. Everyone had the same outfit. Everybody was wearing a white suit with a white hat outside in the sun, looking at Jack Johnson beat people up. G World, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. I appreciate it so much. All right, guys. So what do you guys want to know? What do you guys want to know? Let me know. What do you guys want to know about the gameplay, the new build? I'll tell you one thing that we didn't say. There were more default stances in the new build. So, for example, Connor Ben had his arms down. Like, that was his default thing. He had his arms down, and it felt so good. The straight right from the hands down and the jab, when you're popping it from the bottom of your hip up, it just felt really, really, really good. Can you throw low blows and headbutts? Yes, you can. You could throw low blows and headbutts almost identical to the way you do it with Fight Night. Do I prefer that kind of way? No, but I mean, I get it. Another thing you could do is you could take a knee. And Kenny Bayless actually walks up to you, and then they count to 8. So you could take a knee. Kenny Bayless walks up to you and counts at 8. I'm too prideful. I've never used it before. Now, it has its application, though. If you take a knee and you've been knocked out a few times, the cool thing about taking a knee is that you don't have to do, from my experience, I don't know if they're going to change it, but you don't have to do the get up mini game. It's just going to count to 8. You're going to get a standing 8 count, and then you're going to get back into action. If you've been dropped so many times and you're in fear that if you're dropped one more time, that you're probably not going to get back up, I think that will be a perfect moment, especially if you feel that you're ahead in the cards or something. Like, I don't know. There could be a perfect storm of when you will want to use a knee, but I know I'm just too prideful to just hit that knee, take a knee button. I feel like I'm going to get away. I'm going to somehow get away from this. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to take no knee, but that's just me. I want to know, where is the toe-to-toe mechanic? Did it improve? Oh, yeah. Hold up, guys. Hold up, guys. Let's see if I can get this to go turn on. Let's have this thing get cooled down. I'll be right back, guys. Hopefully, I put a little AC on there, so hopefully it cools it down. Yeah, overheated. All right, here we go. We should be all right. All right. Okay. Yes, the toe-to-toe mechanic is there. There were fights where me and Rax were in the pocket and we were rolling. I realized when we were in the pocket, something real cool is that some fighters, so the head movement is not the same for everybody. Like, the head movement, the range and speed is not the same for everybody. Some people can really come from here and dip super low and come back on this side, right? So what I was doing against Rax, he would throw some combinations, and I was in, like, we were in the pocket, like bang, 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 like right up against each other, and I would roll under his punches, roll back under the other way, and then keep going. So the dip is super low for some fighters. For others, it isn't. It's like really, really short. But for others, you really get that dip going. So you could play with it and kind of go under and over, or under and back under and back under. So you would just get one of those things going while you're in the pocket, kind of blocking everything. So yes, you could still fight toe-to-toe. But we didn't want to show toe-to-toe fighting in the trailer because we wanted to really be we wanted to have that juxtaposition from what people saw from before, right? We wanted to show boxing more than anything. So that's the reason why we gave it space. We kind of had the patience with it. We did a lot of stuff, and we try to show more of the boxing. We try to highlight the boxing in this, but maybe in the future you'll see more stuff where they're toe to toe, where they're really up close, where they're like giving no room and they're fighting. Said Todd hacked Fanatico. LOL. How did Todd hack me? I don't know. So hopefully, yeah, the toe to toe mechanic. I just broke that down. They should bring in YouTube boxers. To me, it's neither here nor there. Will I personally use them? No. But I could see people wanting to just beat them up, or who knows? I think it's a good marketing strategy if you want to get more of the casual fans to get invested into this game. I think it's a good marketing strategy to put those YouTubers in there. But I do understand also how the hardcore boxing fans might feel a little bit weird about it. But my thing is always like, if you don't want to use them or you're not going to use them, just don't. Just never use them. And if somebody ever used them, have a lot of joy out of beating them up. If you find somebody online playing as Jake Paul, just get a lot of joy beating them up. Like, I don't know. Is it hard to get up? Mini-Man. So the thing with getting up is it was still the pressing the triggers, right? It was still going like this. And when you press it, all it does is the longer you hold it, the arrow goes up. So you would just like get it to a certain point and then just tap, tap, tap to keep it wherever it is, or kind of hold it and let it go and tap, tap, tap and hold it. As long as that meter is moving, you're just chasing it with the arrows, right? So the meter's going up like this, all erratic, and you're chasing it with the arrows. The way I did it to feel the most comfortable with it is that I would like see both arrows, look at one and pay attention to the other one with my peripheral vision, and do it like that. It's sometimes it's hard, sometimes it isn't. It all depends on like how badly you're hurt. So you could get knocked down on like the fifth one and still get up. But it does feel like it gets a little bit harder as it continues. But I've seen times where the first one felt pretty hard and the third one was not that bad. So I think it all depends on how badly hurt you are, if I'm being honest. Let's go over here. G World, thank you for the super chat. $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. How difficult was it to earn stoppages? Was clinching useful in the build you played? How was pivoting, and how good was combination punches? Combination punches was beautiful. I love the combination punches. Of course, as most people stated, I do agree that punches still could use more work. But it's way better than I ever felt before, and definitely way better than the creator event. As I mentioned in my video, the hands-on from the creator event, I felt that the punches needed more pop. Here, they felt good. It felt tactile. It felt like it was sticking. Like it felt really good. To earn stoppages, I didn't see a stoppage happen. Now, that doesn't mean that that's not going to happen. It probably just wasn't implemented yet. Clinching, was it useful? Yeah, the clinching was somewhat, actually, it wasn't really that useful. It was decent. Like you could, if somebody's going crazy, you could kind of grab them up. But because it was a little glitchy still, and there wasn't anything really that you could do in the clinch, we didn't really use it. What we used was the push. The push was very useful, and it looked very realistic this time around, as opposed to what it was in the creator event. Didn't look realistic at all. This time, it looked really good. Like you push them, and you felt like you really pushed that person off of you. Rax was doing that to me like crazy. He was just pushing me like crazy. We got another super chat by Project Jab. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. You guys are amazing. Hey Fanatico, did Will share some unreleased info that you can't speak on yet? I don't expect you to tell us, but I can't imagine you guys playing for hours and Rax not giving some secret intel. Well, he didn't give me anything that we haven't spoken about, that you haven't seen already. So he didn't really give me any more info than what has completely been revealed to you guys all the way up until the round table. I'll just put it like that. James Toney, you and me both, bro. You and me both. He is not in the game yet, but he is literally one of my favorite fighters of all time. So I want that man in the game. Okay, can you get knocked out cold without the chance to get up? Yes. I actually, it only happened one time. But it was me. I was Tyson Fury, and he was trying to knock me out with Deontay Wilder, and I was just giving him a boxing lesson. That's why I always wanted to do the Roy Jones versus Lyndon Arthur, because that was kind of like a level playing field where we were always like one up in each other. So I kind of always wanted to keep that the cornerstone of our competition. But of course, we're going to venture off and play with other players, other characters. And we did another Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder thing. And Tyson Fury feels so good because he's so unique. Like the way he moves is just so nice. And I was just outboxing him. And he was trying, but I never let him get it. And then at one point, I hit him with just like, I think it was an uppercut or a hook. He dropped and it was over. That's it. No get up mechanic, nothing. It was done. He could not get up. And it was game. I think it was like in the 11th round or something like that. It was game over. So yes, it did happen even in the build that we had. Fanatico, we need Teddy Atlas. I don't know if I want Teddy Atlas. I would love to have somebody like a Jim Lampley. I know he's not doing much right now. I would love to have a Jim Lampley commentating. That'd be awesome. But we have Todd Grisham and Johnny Nelson, I believe. And they're going to be teamed up. I think that's a nice little unique thing since we haven't seen that. And Todd Grisham's voice is iconic. So, I don't know. It's going to be cool. A British voice with an American voice. I dig it. Who's going to be your most used boxer other than Shakur and Sugar Ray Robinson? Tyson Fury, Usyk, Lomachenko. Who else? I can't think of anybody else right now off the top of my head, but those are somewhat of the people that I'm going to be using. Oh, Juan Manuel Marquez. It's going to be another one. I think that's it so far. And then I have to test the waters because I might not be thinking of somebody that I want to use, but then I end up using them and I'm like, holy smokes. Like, I honestly was not thinking about using Roy Jones. And then I started using him and I'm like, man, I love this. Like, this looks good. Like, this feels good. And I started using him after that. I'm going to be the king of ESBC. I love that Ocean Blue. I love that. Keep that feeling, man. Keep that energy up, man. Because when the game comes out, it's going to be fire. Can you paw with the jab stick? No, you cannot. No. If you hit the jab stick, it will shoot the jab like however you were. And it's also based on if you're pressing the directional buttons or not. But if you're just standing there, you're gonna shoot the jab. If you press forward and shoot the jab, you're gonna do a step in jab. If you press back and shoot the jab, you're gonna do a step back jab. Sideways, same thing. And then this way, same thing. All right, let's see. Boxing video game wish list. Can you actually clinch or initiate it? Yes, you can clinch, and it was initiated by clicking in the analog stick. I believe this click in right here, you clinched. If you held this and clicked this, you pushed. That's how it worked. Are there pivots from boxers? Well, you could. It depends if like the person's in front of you. You could step to the side of them and you could get off a few shots before the person adjusts depending on how busy they were. So if the person's throwing a combination and you spin, you could go bam, bam, boom, before they even could turn to you, right? It all depends. Like that's why you also got to be smart with your combinations. You don't really want to throw like caution to the wind and just go ham, right? But even if I'm moving or I'm blocking, like there's some time that the person could kind of like spin off on you and hit you. And the cool thing about that is that it also changes the trajectory of your punches just because of the physics system and where you're located in the ring in conjunction to where your opponent is, right? So one thing Arax would do is he will spin on me, he'll hit me, and then he'll hit me with an uppercut that blades through, it blades through my guard. So I will be blocking, and then boom, I will still get hit. My head will pop up, and if like he got a counter or something, whatever, you'll see the sweat fly, and I'm like, damn, I got smacked. And it was because even though I was guarding, because I saw him turn, and I'm like, oh snap, I'm guarding, he's still blading his thing through. So I would have to defend that, I would actually have to lean a little bit, and try to block him out with my arms or something. So it wasn't like it was guaranteed he could do it all the time, because as I started picking up what he was doing, when he would turn, I would lean, or I would lean in this way, and I would kind of catch it like right here, boom, and it won't go up. It was pretty dynamic. But is there like a pivot thing where you just stop and pivot? You would have to be next to them, and then you would have to move, like kind of move to the side, like sidestep them to the left or right, to be able to kind of pivot like that. Oh, and does uniqueness exist between boxers? Yes. One thing that I feel like a lot of people are going to be happy about is that, remember that David Adelaide versus Eddie Hall video? David Adelaide is the same beast. And by that I mean he has the same punches, he has the same stuff. His punch to the body is that same looping body hook that he was doing, where he like kind of throws it real from a real deep like location, and boom boom. His straight right, his step back straight is the same, where he's stepping back and throwing that straight right. The jab is the same. So he basically fights the same. The cool thing with it is that I did Adelaide versus Eddie Hall to just redo the March trailer, and it was like the same thing. Eddie Hall has his hands down, really small hands, like T-Rex hands. He was pretty easy because his hands were so small. So I could easily stay away from him and like jab him all day. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, everybody felt different. Almost everybody felt different. Let me make sure I catch everything. Jefferson Alive. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Have you played with Muhammad Ali? I love to see his footwork in loose movements. No, we did not have Muhammad Ali in the build. I was not able to play with Muhammad Ali. I was able to play with Sugar Ray Robinson. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but I was able to play with Sugar Ray Robinson, and he moved pretty good. He was fun to use. And let's go to the other super chat by Project Jab. My guy, what's up, man? $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Project Jab. Last question. Do you feel Ash is trying to make the game too perfect out the gate? And to the Boxing Fanatical community, get those likes up. Yes, please. We're at 185 likes, 277 people in here. Get them up. And please hit that subscribe button if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, because we're going to be giving you more ESBC content, more content coming from Boxing Fanatical. And remember, YouTube sometimes unsubscribes you for no reason whatsoever. You could keep watching the content. They still unsubscribe you. Double check to make sure you're still subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And to answer your question, do I feel like Ash is trying to make the game too perfect? I think the core game elements, yes, they want it to be perfect. By core, I mean what's going to be in early access. Playing against the computer, playing against your like couch multiplayer, playing online, I think they want all of that to look good. Now, you can make all of that look good and still make the game come out this year. If they needed to make the whole game look good, career mode, all that stuff, it would take a long time. But if you just make those core elements, just make sure there's no glitches and there's no weirdness and there's no pop-ins and stuff like that. If you clean that up, you sharpen that up, kind of improve the punches a little bit more, I think that will make them satisfied and they'll release the game. And I think that process, considering how much they've improved from the creator event, I think that's definitely possible to be done by this year. 100%. Okay. When is it projected to come out? I'm ready. I don't know. My prediction is early December, but I don't know when it comes out. I do not know. If they got Eddie Hall in the game, They have to get Jake Paul. Otherwise, that's some BS double standards, to be honest. Hey, I get it. I understand. To me, it like I said, is neither here nor there. I do understand the importance of it, though. I do understand the importance of it. What's your opinion on face swelling, bruising, cuts? I didn't see much face swelling, bruising. There were some cuts we were seeing in the gameplay, but face swelling and bruising, there was some eye bruising and stuff like that, but I think that definitely still needs to be implemented more. I didn't see much when we were playing the game. How realistic is the game now? It's the most realistic it's been since I've ever, since the creator event, right? I think that it is in a really good spot. Honestly, if they release what they have right now, but of course cleaning up the glitches, it would just be an amazing game. It would be an amazing game because it's already kind of deep in just in the sandbox. It's like a sandbox kind of game where almost the sky's the limit in terms of what you want to do in the creativity because everything links to everything else. And if you make without a pause, so if you make everything linked with everything else, it's like you could combine so many things to trick your opponents and basically like almost like an unlimited thing, a feeling of unlimitless in terms of, or no limit in terms of like the creativity of trying to win the fight and figure somebody out. So if they release what they have just because of how deep it felt, it would still be an amazing game. But of course, they got to clean the glitches up because there were still glitches. But the glitches were like way less than the creator event. The creator event, like we would freeze and like we would freeze every other game. And every game. We would have a freezing, something happen where we freeze every game. In this one, that was not the case. In the new build, that was not the case. Did you play against the AI? If so, was it easy or not? At first, it was not easy. I was getting smoked by the AI. At first. But after day one, I started like understanding what I needed to do, and I started outboxing the AI. And even in the hardest difficulty, I started outboxing the AI. And then at one point, the AI couldn't beat me no matter what happened. I was already too smart for the AI. But I think that they said that they want to continue to work on that. I mean, that's not going to be the same for everybody. For example, Todd Grisham's still struggling with the AI. So, that's one of those things that they got to see what they do with it. But I think Ash is very adamant that he wants the AI to be almost unbeatable when it's at the hardest difficulty. So we're going to have to wait and see for that. At this point, I just accepted to let them feel the most confident about the game instead of releasing an unfinished product. I understand that. But hey, man, I'm in the boat that I want the game, bro. I want the game as soon as possible. So as soon as they could get it to where they want it, like let us know and release it. Like as soon as they could get it exactly where they want. Don't add nothing to it. Don't say, well, maybe if we do. No. You got it here. This is where you wanted it. Just let it release. Let it snow and let it release. That's where I am with that, man. I want the game, man. I really want the game. I know it sounds like a little bit entitled because I played it already twice, but it is very difficult to play something like that and come back home and know you have nothing that's like that. Like I could play all these different games and nothing will be like that. Nothing will feel like that. Nothing will give me the satisfaction that gives me. Like it makes me end up reminiscing on the game and the gameplay. So it's one of those kind of things where it's like, yes, I played it, and most people haven't played it yet, but it also makes you like have the taste of it and then not have it at all, and it's kind of like aggravating. Like I really like, please just let me have it forever, as like let me be able to play it whenever I want for the rest of my life. That's how I feel. But like I said, I know that's going to sound like, hey, man, easy for you to say or whatever. I get that. I 100% get that. But that's just my true, honest feeling about how I feel and why I'm dying to get the game. Like, people think that I'm like, oh, well, I just want them to feel no pressure at all. No, I want them to release this game as fast as possible. Please, I'm in that same boat. Release the game. I just understand that they want to finish it and they want to make sure it's ready to go. But I want them to release it as quickly as possible. Whenever it's feasible to release it, release it. Don't go any more above that. I can't figure out why they're having so much difficulty with Kenny Bayless functionality in the ring. I think they're just not focusing on Kenny Bayless. That's all. Because Kenny Bayless was actually much better than Kenny Bayless was in the creator event. He was much better. He was moving in a realistic way. The thing with Kenny Bayless and why we kind of kept him in the corner was because he would disappear a lot. He would like teleport, keep teleporting. It was jarring. So I figured out that if we pushed him into that corner, and we could push him into that corner because he's kind of following us or whatever. So we would just together go like, as a team, we will push him into that corner just for recording. When we were playing, he could pop in, pop out. He could do Ultra Instinct and up here. He could turn Super Saiyan 3 or whatever. We didn't care. Like, do whatever you want to do, Kenny Bayless. We're not even really paying attention to you. We just fighting. But for the trailer, like, you don't want something like that to stick out because then people end up paying attention to that type of stuff and they're not paying attention to the improvements of what we're trying to display, like the punches and the multiple camera angles and, you know, the movement and stuff like that. So we needed him to not be a jarring thing. Like, we much rather you guys be like, why is he stuck in the corner, man? That's so stupid. Then you'd be like, what the hell is he doing? Why is he teleporting everywhere? We rather that. We rather you have that feeling about him because it's not so jarring. It's just like annoying. That's a little annoying, but jarring is a different story. We didn't want it to look jarring. So we pushed him in that corner. We realized if we left him in that corner, we don't actually go over there. If you look at the trailer, you'll notice we didn't really go all the way over there. We were never over there. We were always closer to this side, like this half of the ring. We were more on this side. So we noticed that when we do that, you don't have to, he doesn't move. He just stays there. And if he doesn't move, we notice that he doesn't teleport. So as long as he doesn't move, he doesn't teleport, we put him in the corner, and that's the reason why we played that way. But like I said, guys, we just much rather him be there than him teleport all over the place. And one thing that will be annoying is that we will have cool, awesome clips of like doing some slick movement and combo, and we couldn't use it because he had teleported at one point. So it's like, trust me, man, him being in that corner was the best thing for that trailer. 100% the best thing. 214 likes. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate that, guys. I really appreciate that. If you could get more likes in there, thank you. If not, it's fine because you guys really did your thing. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. Thank you. We 270 people in here, 217 likes. That's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right. We need Errol Spence in the game. I want him in the game as well because imagine Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. If they don't do it in real life, we could do it in the game. That would be beautiful. If they don't do it in real life, we could do it in the game. Let's see. Will ESBC have locker room warm-ups before the fight? I don't know. From the gameplay that I played, it was definitely more polished than the creator event. In terms of we had an entrance, we had them kind of warming up in the corner before fighting each other. But we didn't see them warming up in a locker room or anything like that. So. And I don't think, if I had to guess, I don't think it would be in the early access. I don't think so, but that's just me. That's just a guess. I could be wrong. Let's see. Wait. A game like this needs hundreds of experts working on it. I hope I'm wrong, but seeing this before, mate, at the moment, the boxers look like mannequins with rubber necks. No loss of balance at all. I could see where you're coming from with that. Just keep in mind we never saw a boxing game in alpha before. For example, fight nights, we would see them when they were like ready to come out. We would only see fight night when they were completely done with everything they were doing and they were ready to release fight night. We're seeing alpha, and at least to me, what makes me feel good about what we're seeing is that we're always seeing the punches improve. The punches keep getting better and better. I mean, look at the Alpha Movement trailer from 2020 November. You look at those punches, you look at the punches now, those punches look super stiff and weird. Now you look at the punches, there's flow to it, there's follow through to it. So yeah, the reactions of the fighters, they should be improved a little bit more. I completely see that, and that could probably help with the impact of it. But it's still an alpha, so hopefully they could, you know, improve upon that, and by early access we get something good. But I'm sure that by full release, with all the feedback and everything, we're probably gonna get close to what we truly want to see before the game goes to consoles. Let's see this. By Jamie Darko. What's the camera angle like when you're playing on the same screen? It's kind of like Fight Night. They have a really close up version of the side camera, and then they have a pulled back version. I like the pulled back version, not the one that's super pulled back, just a little bit pulled back where you can see the feet, you can see the whole body. I like that one because you really could gauge where you are in the ring, and you get a good angle to be consistent with fighting. All those other camera angles, there was a cinematic camera angle that's constantly switching. I'm gonna use that, but I'm gonna use that for content, for creating content, because it looks so fun to watch a fight like that. Yeah, I'm using that for creating content, but I'm definitely like, imagine cinematic camera challenge against ranked player, and you play somebody with a cinematic camera angle just to make it harder for yourself. I think that's cool. And the camera's constantly switching, like from far to zoomed in to in between the ropes to all this stuff. I'm definitely using that for like to challenge myself, or to play against the AI, or to show like AI versus AI stuff, or to simulate stuff. Yeah, I'm definitely using that camera angle. That was my favorite, like, off the wall camera angle, which was the cinematic multiple switching angle. Shakur should be like 88 to 90 rating at the moment. I would have him at 90. I mean, this man is winning world titles at a super young age, and he's a Olympic silver medalist. If it was me, I would at least hit that man with a 90. He deserves a 90. They gave your Ryokis Gamboa in Fight Night a 90, and you know, he was good, but like, he was a gold medalist, a Cuban gold medalist. So it's like, come on, give that same love to Shakur Stevenson, even though this is not EA, but still. Are there sponsors on ESBC? Yeah, they're sponsored by a lot of people. Empire Pro Tape is one of them. Yeah, they're sponsored by a lot of people. All of those companies that are working with them is sponsored by them. How deep is inside fighting? No invisible wall mechanics. What is implemented in the bill you play? Yes, you could do inside fighting. We decided not to show inside fighting in the trailer because we wanted to show boxing. We wanted to lean hard on boxing. Even though inside fighting is boxing, but we wanted to lean hard on that kind of outside fighting kind of thing, not just the inside fighting stuff, because we wanted to really have a polarizingly different feeling and experience than what was shown recently, right? Because it's also like, people were talking about, bro, this is weird, like, we don't like these punches, and this looks like Rock'em Sock'em Robots. So we kind of wanted to go the opposite direction, right? And show people another side of the game, and just show how versatile the game is. And we only had a limited amount of time. It was a short trailer. So if we're going to have this short trailer, why not show the boxing, the outside boxing, the movement, the you know, quick combination, the pulling out and all that stuff, and highlight that, as opposed to trying to show inside fighting. I'm sure that trailers will come out in the future, and they'll show some inside fighting in the future. But yeah, inside fighting was pretty good. You could dip under punches, you could swoop under, you could hit, you know what I'm saying? You could punch and everything like that. And it all made sense. Like, you could be right up against a person, and it all made a lot of sense. Now, you couldn't organically just clinch from there. You could press the clinch and activate it, but it wasn't like you were getting trapped up. Arms would get like caught and like kind of stuck on the arm and kind of pulled off, and you would hit them with an uppercut or something, and you could take advantage of those kind of things. But it wasn't like, you know, like you would just get into a natural clinch or anything like that. But there wasn't really that super invisible wall. We were really up against each other. Let me see. Yeah, I saw Fight Night Round 4 in Alpha. Mannequins. So yeah, see, I never seen Fight Night Round 4 in Alpha because they never really showed it to us in Alpha. I'm sure you probably saw Fight Night Round 4 in Alpha though, Poe. Are you excited for career mode with the post-fight interviews? Yes. I actually didn't think I was going to be excited for career mode until I played Boxers Road 2. When I played Boxers Road 2, I realized, oh yeah. I want career mode. I realized that, yes, that's something that I definitely do like, even though I kind of tricked myself to believe that I didn't care for it. I do really like if it's done right. It's so entertaining. It's so entertaining. Is Bam Rodriguez in the game? I don't think so, but he is one of the people that I would love to have in the game. I might be wrong though, but I don't think he's in the game. Gamboa is a 93 in Fight Night champion, so if he's a 93, Shakur's a 93 or better. Ricky Beavers, damn, Shakur is way better than Gamboa, especially his defensive prowess. Yes, so make that man a 94 or something like that, and go as high as 98 for other people. I don't know, like give him some love, give him that love that he deserves. He's Shakur Stevenson. Would you guess that the competitive scene official tournaments be held on PC or console? I don't know. I think it's probably going to be held on PC, but with a controller or whatever. PC is probably the best because you can use whatever controller you like. So if you think about it, if they do tournaments, right, they could do the online stuff. If it's cross-platform, you can play wherever you want. But then when you go in person, it's PC, and you would get the best like refresh rate, the best graphics, the best everything. Plus, you could put essentially any controller that you like. You could use essentially any controller that you want. So I think that that's actually a cool thing if they do it in that way, where you where it's PC in person, and then it's cross your fingers, cross-platform, so everybody can just play with anything, and that way you truly get to see who the best in the world is. I hope they don't overrate fighters. Imagine they made Conor Benn more powerful than Crawford. Yeah, definitely not. But one thing that I would love is that all the ratings would do kind of like the WWE games, like the two WWE 2K games. I hope the ratings just skew it in a direction, but not make it overwhelming. So if you want to fight with any fighter in the roster, you have a chance, and that the ratings is just a skew, not a nail in the coffin, just a skew. It skews to this guy because he has better stuff, but you could still outwork him. You could still beat him even with a super low rated fighter, as long as you know what you're doing. Kind of like the WWE games where you'll see somebody's a 98, but an 87 could beat a 98 as long as the person is good enough and knows what he's doing. So I hope it's kind of like that, where it's not like automatic you're going to lose just because of the rating system. Because I think that really truly opens up the floor for people to be creative with who they choose to play with, as opposed to just automatically picking people based on meta and knowing that they have to because it's gonna help them win. I feel like the way the mannerisms, the movement, the punch styles, all this stuff could create a more better decision for why you pick somebody. Oh, I want to pick this guy because I like how he punches, I like how he does this, I like how he does that. And then like you figure out why you want to play with somebody, and it's not just based on the rating. Like the rating is not this like be all end all like it is in Fight Night. I'm hoping it's like that. How similar are the controls to FSC? Very, 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 very similar. Head movement, kind of similar. The only thing that's different is kind of like the way you punch the body. You don't have to crouch down to punch the body. You actually can punch the body while being up here, which is probably going to be good for people like Ryan Garcia that could just boom from up top. Yeah, but other than that, the way you punch with the analog sticks, where the buttons are mapped for punching, it's all going to be very similar to Fight Night Champion. Very, very similar, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good and bad thing. It's good because you don't have to change too much of your muscle memory for where the punches are located, where the buttons are located. It's bad because you think it kind of tricks your brain to think you could do the same things you were doing in Fight Night Champion, but in reality you can't do the same things, and if you do, you're gonna get punished in ESBC. So it's one of those kind of things where it's like a double-edged sword, but I would prefer the control scheme be the same because it helps with that transition period. Would the control scheme be with the control scheme? Would it be harder to play on Steam Deck? Imagine bringing ESBC everywhere you go. It might be, but the cool thing about Steam Deck is I think you could connect a controller to the Steam Deck and play with an external controller. I think that's one of the features with the Steam Deck. It's almost like a PC. It runs almost like a PC where you could connect the controller and play. But you don't have to. If you don't have a controller, you could play right off the Steam Deck. So, and I think you could connect your Steam Deck to a monitor too. So you could connect the Steam Deck onto your computer or onto a monitor. The power is coming from the Steam Deck, but you're seeing it on a monitor, and you're playing with a controller. So I still think the Steam Deck will be fire. However, keep in mind, guys, we don't know for sure if it will be on Steam Deck. We don't know. It's not guaranteed, but I hope that it is. I hope that it is. All right. Will it still be on last gen? I think they are gonna still put it on last gen, yes. And do you think there will be graphic issues or gameplay issues on last gen? I don't think the graphics are gonna be as good as the new one, as the new generation consoles. But I do think that it will be on last gen for sure. Blocking is independent. Blocking is independent. I mean, you could, when you move, you can move your guard around, and it actually helps you because just staying like this doesn't help. People could get around your guard, so you got to kind of move around, and like I would catch the rhythm of Rack's punches because he'll go boom, boom, boom. So you kind of know if you're throwing this one's probably coming, this one's probably coming. So you just go bam, 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 and kind of catch, and then come off of that. Man, if you're spamming, I am not going to answer your question, bro. I'm not going to answer your question. I'll just answer this one question right now, just to help you out. But don't spam no more, please. Everybody, stop spamming. Lamar, stop spamming. Are we getting Errol Spence? I wouldn't know. I'm not part of the talent acquisition. I wouldn't know if we're getting him. I hope we get him. Please tell me there's no low blow intentional button. Unfortunately, Lamar, yes, there is. Yes, there is. All right, so now you guys can stop spamming. No more spamming. Stop spamming. Stop spamming. All right, is it going to be 120 frames per second? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's going to be 60 frames, I think. I don't think it's going to be 120. But once again, I don't know what the final product thing is going to be. It might be 120 frames when it finally comes out, but for right now, it isn't. For right now, I don't think it is. Then again, I didn't see the FPS clock on there, so I don't know. But I don't think it is now. But I don't know. Like, I don't know what it will be when the game releases for early access. Came to drop in, like the video, and dip. I'll be back later. All right, City. Thank you for hitting that like. Guys, if you haven't hit the like, please hit the like. And if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you have been unsubscribed by YouTube, please resubscribe. They do this a lot. YouTube unsubscribes people for no reason. So just double check that you're subscribed and hit that subscribe button. I will greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. How does it compare to Fight Night Champion? If Fight Night Champion of the Fight Night series is not my favorite of the Fight Night series. Fight Night 2004 is my favorite. Fight Night Round 3 is my second favorite. Fight Night Round 4 is my third favorite. Then Fight Night Champion is my fourth favorite. And Fight Night Round 2 is my fifth favorite. So that should kind of tell you where I stand with Fight Night Champion. I do believe that what I played, I enjoyed much more than Fight Night Champion because it was more sandboxy, as opposed to Fight Night Champion feels more like it's predetermined things that are going on. I felt like I was more free in ESBC. But with that being said, of course, there's still things, in my opinion, that Fight Night does better than ESBC. It's not like a black and white, like it's automatically better, than ESBC, or ESBC is automatically better than Fight Night Champion in every way, shape, or form. It's not necessarily like that. But did I enjoy ESBC more than Fight Night? Yes. But if Fight Night Champions 2 was to come out, I will be hyped as all heck for Fight Night Champions 2. So I don't want anybody to get confused. Like I'm just this guy that's automatically just gonna be like ESBC no matter what. Like no, that's not what I am, and that's not what I've ever what I've been ever. Even if people try to paint that as a picture, that's not the truth. All right, if you're on PC, just change your frame rate. If you're on console, well, that was a mistake. That's messed up. All right. Todd Grisham is the man. Todd Grisham, yes, Todd is the man. He's such a cool guy. Shaking my head, the spammers are killing me, man. I know, man. I don't know what's going on. Who is your favorite player you played with? That's easy. Roy Jones Jr. so far is my favorite player so far that I've played with. I just like how his punches came out, how nice his jab was, and how he fell, and how he was walking, and how he moved. He just felt better to me. Will boxing positions be in play? Will a southpaw be good if you use it correctly? In the build that we had, unfortunately, they did not have the ability to switch stance. In the creator build, we were able to switch stance. In this new build, we weren't. I think that's something that just they missed to put in the build, but it's not to say that you can't switch stance. You can. The build that we had just didn't allow it. So I couldn't test that. To see if we could, if you give advantages. And I don't think the creator build gave us enough tools to see if there was an advantage with that. So that's a tough one to answer right now at this moment. But hopefully when they release early access, we'll get to see if there's a difference, if it actually helps you. Where we at? Will you still play Fight Night series once ESBC drops? I don't think so. I think all of my boxing video game kind of energy will be put into ESBC once it drops. Like give me the new, the new stuff. Now, if Fight Night Champions 2 comes out, or Fight Night Round 5, or whatever they're gonna call it, I'm gonna be on that too. I'm gonna be on both. I'm gonna be on ESBC because it's just new. I just want new. I don't really care where the new is coming from. I want new. But also the closer to realism, the better for me. So obviously I'm probably going to lean towards whatever's the most realistic of the two, but I'm going to be playing both of them. I mean, I played the Creed Rumble Boxing that just released. I hated it, but I still bought it because I just love boxing games that much. So with the fact that I love boxing games so much, it would be impossible for me not to also want to play Fight Night Champions 2. I'm also excited for that as well, which is why I made videos on that and explain why I'm excited for that game to release. When the referee stops the fight, will it be cinematic or will it be interbend between both fighters? I'm not sure. I think I'm not 100% sure. I think they're trying to make it within the gameplay, within in-game, not cinematic where it cuts off. Like it's happening in real time. I think that's what they're trying to do with our build. Like I said, the referee was not fully implemented yet, so we couldn't see any of that extra special stuff. But I think they're definitely trying to do it in-game. But let's wait and see when it finally releases, when they do it. Can you move well in the game? Can I float like a butterfly? 100% defense. 100%. Especially if you hit that loose footwork, you start moving smooth, man, smooth. And you could stop on a dime, stop on a dime, stop on a dime, stop on a dime. And it just feels so good because you could always keep stopping on a dime. So you just become so, like unpredictable, or like so like your movement is so like mesmerizing, and then all of a sudden you come in and just bah, 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 and then you step out and then you keep moving. It's really good, man. It's really good. Which weight class is Roy Jones Jr. in? Well, in my build, I think he was in middleweight. Or light heavyweight. He may have been in light heavyweight or middleweight. I don't remember. I'm sorry, I don't remember. He fought against Lyndon Arthur, so I don't know. I think it maybe was light heavyweight because he fought against Lyndon Arthur, so might have been light heavyweight. But I think they're gonna have multiple weight classes for the fighters. I think they are. Did you play with Canelo? No, he was not in my build. Unfortunately, Canelo was not in the build that we played when I went over there to help create the trailer. What was it like parrying on the game? The catch and shoot felt good. Like if you caught it, you catch it on the gloves, Like, but you have to time that. You had to press it at the right moment. Even at the body, you press it at the right moment, and it's like you do a catch and you shoot. You could actually move your guard, and it moves things around. So if like somebody's punching, you could kind of move their hand down and then come over the top. But it's makeshift. Like you make that happen yourself. And the timing has to be impeccable for those kind of things. But there isn't like a parry system per se. And I like how it's cool how you could do directional blocking. And now, unlike Fight Night Round 3, it's not like a parry system. Like, no, it's just a block. Like, it's just like you're actually blocking in different spots. And I prefer that than having directional blocking that's just a thing to parry. I think the way it is in ESBC is perfect. Yes, I mean Todd, LOL. I hear you. Is there a soundtrack? What's the music like? Yes, the soundtrack is in the game. And then you can hear the music throughout, and it's really good. It's really, really good. There's a lot of like British rap, but there's a lot of like American stuff too. So it's nice. It's nice. You are so lucky to be able to play ESBC twice. Yeah, man. I'm really I feel very fortunate and very honored to be able to play the game, and of course I'm always gonna take this opportunity to do the best that I can for the community. Just like when I went over there to do the trailer, I try to make the best trailer that we could make for the community, and like even right now talking about the game, I'm literally trying to give you guys intel on what I experienced. So it's not like I'm ever gonna go over there and just keep that stuff to myself. I'm gonna do everything possible to make sure that experience gets taken and brings value to the community whenever I'm offered those opportunities. Did you get a chance to play as Canelo? No. Will there be celebrities in the crowd during certain matches? I'm hoping, but that's something that is like icing on the cake. And I think, from the build that I play is going to be more like about the gameplay. It's not going to be so much about all the icing on the cake stuff. Let's see. It's physically possible for frame and build of fighters. You can shift weights. You see the fighters shifting weight when you're changing directions. It gives a it gives a good realistic feel and a good pull away feel. Like if you're moving quickly in one direction, after like you snap into another direction, that feeling is nice. And depending on how close the other fighter is, like you might do a little movement with your arms, so it looks pretty realistic. In terms of like shifting the weight of the other fighter, I didn't feel that I could move the other fighter. No, I did not feel that I could move them. So that's I don't know how complete that is and if they're going to incorporate more stuff into the inside fighting, but in terms of moving another fighter, I didn't feel that I could do that. How many weight classes will be in ESBC? I think all the regular weight classes, none of the supers. So welterweight, so 147 will be there, but you won't get like 140. You'll get 147, you'll get 154, like the middleweight, but you're not going to get like... or 160, you're not gonna get like all the supers in between. Like you're not gonna get 135. You're just gonna get 130, and then 140. So maybe yeah, and then 147 for welterweight. So yeah. Well, actually, you're not gonna get 140. You're gonna get 135, and then 147. So just the regular ones, not the supers. Super middleweight is a category, yeah, but right now because they're trying to pack all of them in, they're just gonna have people move down or up into the closest weight for now. Hey Fanatico, bro, just want to say you have smashed this content. Much respect, bro. And do you think they will add Mike Tyson, the GOAT? I thank you, by the way, thank you for that. And I hope that they do. I don't know for sure if they will, but Mike Tyson has been in a game before. So I can't see him not, being open to being in a boxing game now, right? So he's been in it before. I think it's very possible that we could see him in the future in another boxing game. Aimbot asks, when is the release date? I don't know, aimbot. How about you? How about you tell us? How about you tell us when the release date is gonna be, since you're in here, buddy? And by the way, thank you for showing up, man. Thank you for showing up. They are adding them later. Yeah, they're adding. Yep. Thank you for that, Poe. They're not having it right away in early access, but yes, they will be added over time. They'll be adding the supers and the juniors. Does aimbot not work for ESBC anymore? Yes, he does work for ESBC. To my knowledge, he still works for ESBC. Do you think ESBC is better than Fight Night Champion? I can't say. I have not seen a complete ESBC game. I've played some gameplay, but I haven't seen a complete ESBC game. I cannot say that it is better. Now, my experience in a vacuum, just playing the gameplay, feels better to me, but that also could be subjective. Somebody might not like it. Somebody might be looking at something else. They don't really want to do like, slick boxing or whatever. They want to do more like power punching stuff or whatever. And maybe to them, it feels better to do that in Fight Night Champions. To others, might feel better to do it on ESBC, even being aggressive or whatever. Those kind of things are subjective. In my opinion, because I like that slickness and I like that movement and I like all that stuff and how deep and how sandboxy ESBC feels, I prefer the gameplay in a vacuum with ESBC. But who's to say, that ESBC has a better career mode or a better online mode? We don't know until we get the full scope of what the game is going to be. So overall, I can't say that it's better. It's a better game just yet until it's released, until it's fully released. But from the gameplay itself, I prefer ESBC over Fight Night Champion. Like I said, I'm not answering any more spam. No more spam. I'm not answering spam, guys. I'm not answering spam. If you spam, I'm not going to answer it. You're just going to have to ask the question just like everybody else. And if it's a question that I select, we talk about it. Is the punching button and analog? Yes, it's both. It's hybrid. You can either use the buttons or the analog, but it's all there at the same time. So I do stuff like I punch my jab with my buttons and my straights with my buttons, and hooks with my buttons. But with uppercuts, I flick the analog diagonally. Like I prefer using the analog for uppercuts. All right. Are you aware of anything that's yet to be announced? Just a yes or no answer. Shannon Briggs. Is this actually Shannon Briggs? Is this really Shannon, the Cannon? I know there is nothing that everything that I was aware of has been put out there already. The round table was like the pinnacle of everything that I was aware of when I was doing all this behind the scenes stuff to work on the trailer. Would somebody like Sebastian Fendora be overpowered? Yeah, it's possible. It is possible. I could see that simply because of the fact that Sebastian Fendora is in a low weight class and he's lanky as all heck. So he might be. But we're just gonna have to wait and see how you could outwork that. I hope he doesn't become like a super meta. I look forward to seeing gyms, training, and sparring still. LOL. Yeah, me too, man. I still want that. Oh, snap. My boy Aimbot in here. Aimbot in the house. Okay, like I said, I'm not going to respond to any spam anymore. Here we go. It's Just Jay with a super chat. By the way, of course, if you do a super chat, out of respect that you just paid money, I'm automatically answering your question. So if you want to circumvent the possibility that I might not see your question, because there's a lot of you guys in here, a super chat will automatically guarantee it. Any expectations for career mode? If so, what are some, and can we possibly get a video, and will we get to play a playthrough? Any expectations for? I don't think that we're going to get a career mode video anytime soon, because career mode is not even going to be in early access. That's going to be omitted from early access and will be put in through the course of early access. And we'll be there, of course, when there's the full release. I can't wait. As a content creator, I think it'll be amazing to have early access be a certain way and then evolve so much so that we'll get a career mode put into that, and then we'll go through that, and then that's gonna be a crazy experience. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. But definitely, I don't expect anything with career mode, considering the fact that career mode won't even be in early access, which is a good thing, because if it was, the more stuff that's in early access, the harder it is to get early access out as soon as possible. And I want early access out as soon as possible. I want this game in your hands. I 100%. I want to see how you guys evolve the game. That's what I truly want to see. All right, let's see here. Project Jab. Project Jab, for answering these questions at rapid fire pace, take this super chat. Thank you so much, Project Jab, for the $5 super chat. You are always super generous, brother. You're always super generous when you come into these wrap ups. Man, July was the best month, hands down. Gameplay trailers, renders up the wazoo. Like we had like at least 2 reveals per week kind of situation going on. It was kind of crazy. Like, we've never had this. July has now become the most infamous month for ESBC, because last year we got the July trailer, and the year before that we got the first trailer that they ever dropped, which was horrific, but it started the ball rolling. Like, people know that this game was in existence. But the trailer was so bad I didn't even talk about ESBC at the time. I only started talking about them when they released the Johnny Nelson trailer. All right, let's see. Didn't one of the corner men that they got in the game leak the release date on Facebook? He said a release date, but it was also followed by Rax saying that none of the fighters know the release date. None of the fighters actually know. So they could have gave him a generalized time frame, and he took that to be September. They could have told him this year, and he may have you never know why that person said, what the release date would be, or what he thinks the release date is. But he said a crazy date. I think what was he say? He said an early date. In my opinion, I still think it's early December, but that's just me. I forgot the date that he said. All right, Nate. Thank you for the super chat, brother. $5. Thank you so much, man. The one thing I'm worried about is the AI. Have you seen the AI? If so, how was it? Yes, I did play the AI. The AI was pretty difficult when I first started playing the game. It wasn't like how with Fight Night, like I could kind of figure. But then again, I learned Fight Night over time. I had to get used to it, and I had to outbox the AI. But the thing with the AI is they still got to work on making him harder, because once I figured it out, the AI could not beat me no matter what. And even on the hardest difficulty, couldn't beat me no matter what. So they have to figure out, how to fix that, or make sure that he becomes much harder, or much more adaptable, I guess. But I was able to beat the AI. He definitely needs to be improved a little bit more. I agree. I think early access will be at the end of this year, and will we get full release really early 2023? I hope so. As early as possible. He said December 23rd. Damn, that's really close to Christmas. That's what he said, December 3rd, 23rd. Well, I don't know, man. That's crazy. You released the game. So unique and cool channel name that is fun to read. You want me to release the game? Unfortunately, I don't work for Steel City Interactive, so I can't do that, brother. Will body shots be more effective at lower weights? And will heavyweight be more powerful with more KOs? I hope that that's the case. I think they're working towards making sure that those kind of things are in line. But it was hard to tell when I was playing the build. But once again, the build is not fully complete. The ratings aren't even fully complete with that stuff. So we're going to have to wait and see. See, this is hard to answer. Was the AI at least harder than the Fight Night Champion AI? Because I'm always, G from the 9, I'm always good at boxing games, even against the AI. So it's hard to answer. I do know that it was whipping my butt on day 1, but after day 1, from day 2 to 5, I was destroying AI with no problems. Like, it was easy. Like, I was just getting, like, I just got it. But then I also felt like that with Fight Night Champion, so it's hard to say. Like Fight Night Champion, I don't know if it ever really gave me problems because it was very similar to Fight Night Round 4. So like I kind of went into Fight Night Champion still having that kind of rhythm and flow to be able to deal with the AI even on the hardest difficulty. And I feel that Fight Night Round 4 was actually harder than Fight Night Champion. So it made Fight Night Champion feel even easier. So it's kind of hard to say. Like if there was like a blank slate and I didn't know about the mechanics of Fight Night period, and then I played Fight Night Champion, it was the greatest of all time, would I be as good as I was against the AI? I don't know. I just know that the AI was difficult at first, and then it became very easy. Let's see. Oh, no, I was replying to someone demand that Steel City release the game. Oh, okay. I got you. Will there be real press conferences for Esports League? Because I'm ready to run the show. Ocean Blue is ready, man. Ocean Blue ready. Oh, my God. He out here. He really can't. He can't wait to get up in those rankings, man. He can't wait to get up in those rankings. I hope that they do something like that, yeah. I mean, they're teamed up with a lot of different companies. Like WBC, Ring Magazine, stuff like that. So I hope, maybe that's the thing. Maybe they could do something like that. I watched you for a while now, Fanatico, and I see a change in you. I'm pretty sure you know what's going on with the date, etc. Maybe working for them at this point. No hate, brother. I guarantee you that right now I do not, and I've never worked for Steel City Interactive. Have I collaborated with them to create a trailer? 100%, which is the Terrence Crawford trailer, which I was 100% forthcoming with that information as soon as my embargo lifted for when I could talk about that stuff. But I have never been paid by Steel City Interactive. The only thing that has been compensated was my flights, my hotel room, and my food. So, and that is the honest truth. If I was being paid by Steel City Interactive, if I worked for Steel City Interactive, it will be illegal for me to pretend that I don't. It will be illegal. So I would have to say I work for them or I get paid by them. I would have to say that. I promise you, I am simply a content creator that worked super hard to build a community where they also notice that and they're willing to work with me with certain projects. But that is as far as it goes. And I do not know the release date. All I can do is speculate, just like everybody else, when the release date will be coming out. I see that smile, brother. We know, man. You know when it drops. Okay. All right, buddy. All right. Hey, listen. Conspiracy theories are more fun, right? They're more fun than reality. Mods. Oh, yeah, I do need mods. Yeah, you're right. I do need mods. All of these. Yeah. Gosh. How many fighters in early access? I'm not sure. Hopefully we get a lot. I can't wait to see how many fighters we will have, but I'm not sure how much we will have. The builds never have all of the fighters. The builds only have the fighters that they want to show me. And Pop Off Gaming, thank you so much for the $1 super chat. Thank you. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for sure. How seamless is switching stance in mid-combo? Well, in this build, unfortunately, we were not able to switch stance. So I wouldn't be able to tell you because the only time, it was pretty seamless in the other one, in the creator build, but this build just didn't have it. So because it didn't have it, like I can't really tell you. It's not that it's not in the game, it is in the game, and they confirmed to me that it was. It just, switching stance was just not in the build. My man said, bro, the clinch system, how is it? Can you explain this, please? Now, they did say that the clinch system will be a full-blown system with things to do in it, but right now it's just clinching. It's not fully developed yet. So all you could do is clinch. The cool thing is the way you clinch is not like a stuck animation. It's more like wherever their body is located, like if their arm is down here, if they went for a body shot and you just grab them, then you do kind of like an over-under, which is really, really cool. It's like based off of the physics of where you are in space, where your limbs are and everything. So that I like. But in terms of like what you do when you're in the clinch, none of that stuff has been implemented yet. You just clinch right now, so far in the build. Jay Shep with the $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you. Much appreciated. You guys are amazing. Jay Shep, that's like my brother right there, man. We've grown close. You know what I'm saying? We've grown close, talking to each other and helping each other out and everything. So thank you, brother. Thank you. We need to see you fade with Rax. Love when early access drops. Yes, man. Oh man, we definitely need a fight. I think me and Rax definitely have to have a online stream fight. I'm not gonna lie, I'll be a little nervous because Rax is pretty good, man. Rax is actually like good. Like I hated how good he was, to be honest. I'm like, you're not supposed to be this good. You're not supposed to be this good. But I think that he kind of realized the magnitude of playing real players after the creator event, and then he was like, I'm gonna be ready for Fanatico when he comes over here another time. I'm gonna be ready for that man. And he really was ready, man, because even up until that last moment, we kept going back and forth in terms of winning and figuring each other out. It never stopped. It wasn't like in the creator event where there was a point that I took off and I couldn't lose to anybody anymore. It didn't happen like that here. He was very on point the entire time. Like, once I thought, oh, I got you. Now I'm going to be cruising. Nope, he'll figure something out. And now I got to figure something out. So, and it was driving me nuts. I couldn't take it. Let's see. Golden Grizzly, is using the face buttons viable as a control scheme, or is it really stick dependent? Nah, both. And by the way, I didn't mention this, but hitting the buttons is super reactive now. Way faster than what it was in the creator event. Faster than Fight Night Champion. When you press that button, you get that immediate reaction in terms of the punch. So if I press jab, it comes out right away. The creator event, it was super delayed, like ultra delayed. Now, press the button, boom, comes out right away. Press combination, boom, 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 it comes out right away. So the reaction time, or what's that called? The responsiveness is really high now. It's really, really high. So they definitely fixed that. This is what I'm telling you. The game is 50% better. 50% better than the creator build. Like, they really did their thing. Boxing Fanatico, already #1 ESBC player in the world. LOL. Yo, you could make an argument that technically it's hard to say because I have to play Study and I have to beat him. But in terms of the people that came together to play, I did win the tournament. Study won the tournament on his side. If we fight and somehow before the game releases, then I could somewhat say I'm the best player in the world. Granted, only a handful of people have played it in the world, so go figure. Oh, and then of course I will have to, no, actually, yeah, just beat Study because he already beat everybody in the UK. So like, I don't even have to play them. I just have to play against Study, and that's it. And then I could just make the claim to being the best in the world. Although Rax is still pretty hard. He's still pretty hard. So that's still something that I'll have to worry about. You have the merch and all. You know more than you tell us. But I definitely understand us doing a good job. I mean, I have the merch because I went to the creator event. So it's like, if it's because of the merch, King Juice has it, Coach's Corner has it, Concepts Reese has it, Showbiz the Adult has it, and Study has it. They all have the merch. So are they also not saying what they're supposed to not be saying or something or whatever? So, I mean, I don't know. I'm telling you the truth. I'm being 100% honest with you guys. There's nothing that I know that I'm not telling you guys. There isn't. But I know conspiracy theories are more fun. I get it. So whatever. If you want to believe what you want to believe, that's fine. Just know that if I don't disclose that I work for them or I get paid by them, that's why I disclose every time I do my hands-on stuff and all that. I disclose that they pay for flight and all that stuff because it's illegal for me to not disclose that to you guys. So I wouldn't put my whole channel at risk or everything at risk just to pretend. It wouldn't make any sense. Hard-hitting Bramble. Hard-hitting Bramble. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat, brother. Release date, December 21st this year. Is this a new thing that I haven't seen about somebody saying that the release date is December 21st? That's interesting. Pete Gibo. Thank you so much for the $2 euro. or €2 super chat. Will you use any female fighters when you play ESBC? 100%. I want to use people like Katie Taylor, for example. I want to use people like Sanisa Estrada. I want to use people like Jessica McCaskill. Those are people that I definitely 100% want to use. I want to use people like Clarissa Shields. So yeah, 100% I'm gonna be using females when the game drops. 3 to 4 years in reality, bro. Okay. I mean, early access could come out like anytime soon, in my opinion, because it's not gonna have career mode. It's gonna be just online and just head to head. I don't think that's that long. That's so far away, especially from the build that I played. Clean up a little bit of glitches, get the referee working, and we're probably home free. You know, work like adjust the punches a little bit more, and we're probably home free. I think they could get that done before the end of the year, to be quite honest with you. ESBC will be immaculate when it drops. I hope so. I hope it is when it drops. I hope it is. Excluding glitches, of course. Yes, 100%. We don't want glitches in the game. Was Sean Porter in the game yet? No, he was not, Flossie. He was not in the game just yet, unfortunately. Wait, I love this. ESBC is like Star Citizen. Star Citizen is out in early access. You could play Star Citizen right now. ESBC is not even out yet. For ESBC to be like Star Citizen, it will have to come out in early access and then be in early access for 10 years, like Star Citizen has done. So that is not an actually accurate comparison. But I get it. I get it. People like to be sneaky with their comparisons. Some of the people in the chat are delusional. Hey, you know, it's the internet, man. It's the internet. I got a feeling they're going to drop a bomb this week. I'm almost nervous to drop basic content. Oh, really? Man. Oh, by the way, I started talking about the Jake Paul fight, and geez, like I'm getting a lot of views off of that. So it's like, that's interesting. I didn't expect that at all, actually. So maybe I'll start talking more boxing stuff on my channel as well. And if we don't get any information with ESBC, we kind of throw in some boxing stuff in there while we wait. You sitting at the table, bro. I'm sure you know the dates. LOL, just messing with you. But I know you got to keep it on the hush. Hey, if they told, I don't know what they would benefit by telling me the date. Because I think that they would prefer I get that shock value watching it than they'd be like, oh, pretend you're shocked. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they would rather I actually be like, holy smokes, this is the date. We finally got the date. I think to them it'll be a benefit if they don't tell me the date. So even if the guys are trying to make that conspiracy up, it wouldn't even make sense, because what's the point of just telling me when they're going to reveal it to the world? Why just have me know it for no reason at all? I don't work with them. So, you know. But, you know, logic and all that stuff, this doesn't always go well with the internet. There will still be some glitches day one. That's just how it goes with gaming nowadays, but they'll be so small that nobody will even notice. Of course, there's always glitches. Nothing is without glitches. But they're trying to make them where it's not in your face and like destroying the gameplay experience. Because the way it is now, it can destroy the gameplay experience. They don't want that to happen. They want to make sure that it is smooth enough that you don't really notice it much. And if you do notice it, at least it doesn't do anything to break you out of the immersion and break you out of the gameplay experience. I think that's as far as they want it to go. Can we watch other opponents fight online? We don't know yet, brother. We don't know, Lamar. We just have to wait and see. They have to drop the game, and we have to see if that's an option. What Ocean Blue talking about? The Jake Paul fight is canceled. Yeah, no, I know. I talked about Jake Paul. I did the prediction. Just my luck. I did the prediction on Jake Paul. And I said that Hakeem Rockman Jr. was going to knock him out around the first round or early round. And that same day that I did that prediction, just my luck, the fight gets canceled. So the next day, I did the video on the cancellation and the details of the cancellation. And those two videos did really well. And the details of the cancellation video is doing super good, which kind of blew my mind because I didn't expect that to happen. LOL, bro, the only boxing he talked is Jake Paul. Yeah, recently, yes, but if you look at my channel was built, or not built, actually it was built off of talking about boxing video games. But before that, for like 5 years, it was just, talking about the sport, just talking about the sport. And if I talk about, the thing is, if I talk about regular boxing, like, people don't really watch it. But I'm going to see if that's the thing that people want me to go into on my channel, talking about regular boxing stuff, to mix in while we wait for ESBC content. That'd be cool if I could do that. I don't want to just talk about Jake Paul, but I do understand that Jake Paul is a huge public figure. So it made sense, if I was going to dive into that, to start off with something like a Jake Paul fight. We need Pac-Man, 100%. I'm with you, man. I would love to see the only 8-division champion in history, man or female, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. I would love to have that guy in the game, bro. And his style, his punching, everything is unique about him. Everything is unique about him. Spence versus Bud, your honest thoughts, please. Thank you. I have Terrence Crawford beating Errol Spence Jr. I think Terrence Crawford's his aggression is going to be too much for Errol Spence. I feel like Errol Spence actually struggles with aggression, but this time we're going to get aggression with an intelligent boxing IQ behind it. With, like, others have had intelligent boxing IQ, but I think that Terrence Crawford has a crazy elite version of that not many people in history has had. So I think he's going to bring that to the table. Errol Spence is going to have a lot of grit, and he's going to also bring his IQ too. But I think that Terrence Crawford is going to have enough tools in his tool belt to be able to pull the win with, over Errol Spence. And I do think that if they fight, Terrence Crawford will get the knockout against Errol Spence Jr. But that is just my prediction. Please, guys, understand that I am very unbiased when it comes to boxing, and my opinions and predictions are not based on I like that guy or I like this guy. I do understand that the way boxing communities are built is like, you have to be team this guy. And by being team this guy, that means that if you say he's going to win, it's because you actually like him. If you say he's going to lose, it's because you actually hate him. And that is not the case. I love Errol Spence Jr. and I love Terrence Crawford. I'm all to most people, I'm gonna look like I'm all over the place in terms of what I like, because I just go based off of my analysis of what I see and who I think could win the fight. So it doesn't mean that I like Terrence more than Errol Spence or anything like that. It's simply, I think Terrence would beat him. That's all. And my favorite boxer right now is Shakur Stevenson. So there you go. Let's see. Who's Damascus Dave? Why I keep seeing Damascus Dave everywhere? What does this mean? That's because the boxing world has been revived in popularity, Fanatico. Yeah, I know. That's why. That's why I'm talking. That's why I'm talking about it. That's why I'm talking about it. And I hope that I could continue to talk about it, because that's literally the ethos of my channel before I started talking about boxing video games. The cool thing, though, is that I love both boxing and boxing video games just as equally. I love both of those things. So it's easy for me to talk about one or the other. All right. They said they have tried talking to Pac-Man, but it's really difficult because he has so many people working for him. Oh, probably difficult to get in contact with him. But Pac-Man is another one that's been in boxing games before, even recently with Fight Night Champion. I could easily see him being in a boxing video game with no problem. Let's see. We're almost coming to an end here, guys. But let's see. Who you think is more sound technical boxer, Bud or Shakur? Shakur. I think Shakur is... I honestly, truly believe that Shakur is the best technical boxer in the sport right now. He has to go through the path that he needs to go to prove it, but I think the tools that he has, he's the best. I think he is the best, most technical boxer, and he will one day be the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, because I don't ever see him losing ever to anyone. He could fight Lomachenko. In my opinion, he will completely destroy Lomachenko. Like, it's not going to be like, oh, it was a good fight. I feel like he would make it a one-sided fight against Lomachenko. I know that's controversial for a lot of people because Lomachenko, is Lomachenko, and he's an amazing fighter and he deserves all the credit in the world. But once again, it's not based on who I like, who I hate, or whatever. It's just based on my analysis of what I see between the two fighters. And I think Shakur Stevenson is just way too good of a fighter, way too good in controlling distance. Probably the best distance control fighter in the history of the sport. Is very. I understand it sounds crazy, but when you look at the way he fights, you understand how the distance is controlled, you'll see what I'm talking about. And I think controlling distance is one of the most important baseline things to have. I think adjustment, the ability to adjust, is the number one thing you need to have if you want to remain undefeated. But I think controlling distance is the best baseline tool to have, one of the best baseline tools to have in the sport of boxing. Appreciate your follow-up with ESBC. I'm so excited as everyone else. I'm a huge boxing fan as well as the whole boxing community. Yes. I wonder what's going to be announced first, the release date or Spence versus Crawford. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a tough one because both of those things never get announced. So we're going to have to wait and see. But hopefully the release date gets announced. And then right after that, the Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence fight gets announced. More technical than Usyk? Yes. I do believe that Shakur is more technical. Usually the people that are in the lower weight classes are almost by default more technical than the higher weight classes. Because even if you're even technically sound even a little bit, you thrive in the heavyweight division because, people like Tyson Fury, that technicality, if he was to transfer that down to a lightweight division, like if he was smaller or whatever, would it be that amazing? Would that even be that amazing considering, all the technical elements that you have to be in the welterweight division, in the featherweight division? So you, by default, the people who are smaller tend to have more technical prowess than the people that are in higher weight divisions like Usyk. But Usyk is very technical for where he's at for the heavyweight division. As Tyson Fury, the same way, he's very technical for where he's at in the heavyweight division. Should we even call it early access anymore? It's really late if it's early. Well, I mean, it will always technically be early access because when they release it, it's not a full release. So you're getting access to the game early in comparison to the full release. I get what you're saying, but it still would be early access. Whenever it could release 7 years from now, it'll still be early access because it's not because full release hasn't happened yet, and you're playing it before full release. All right, guys, it is 3:01. We're going to go ahead and end the stream here. This was fun. We've answered some questions. We talked about how was power punching on the back foot. It was good. It was really good. It was really good. I like he throws it, he steps back. It's really nice. It's kind of like the Adelaide video that we saw during the March trailer. I really enjoy it. But yes, we who's better at the game, Ash Habib or Todd Grisham? Ash Habib is 100% better than Todd Grisham. Ash Habib is 100% better. He has to be. He just has to be because I struggle to find anybody who is not as good as Todd, who is not better than Todd Grisham. I feel like it's very difficult to find that person. No shade to Todd. I love that guy, but I really think that it's like you really have to work hard and not be as good or not be better than Todd Grisham. That's how easy it is to be better than Todd Grisham. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you so much, guys. You guys were amazing. This was probably one of my favorite wrap-ups because of the amount of information. Yeah, you could quote me, Jay Sharp. The amount of information. You guys are messed up. The amount of information that we've gotten from July. If June is anything close, even if it's even 50% of what July was, then man, we're in for a treat because July was just too powerful. It was just too powerful, too much. So, but once again, guys, thank you so much. I had a blast, and of course, we're gonna do this wrap up again. back in the first of, what's after August? September 1st. September 1st, we're going to wrap up. Is it? No, I'm sorry. Wait, what is it right now? It's August, right? Yeah, September 1st. We're going to wrap up August. There we go. And I don't remember when, I think August was my first ever monthly wrap up. I think, unless, I may be wrong, but I think August was my first ever monthly wrap up ever, because I think they discontinued the development, or I could be wrong. No, actually, I don't think so. I think it was sometime in like September or something like that. Anyways, all right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for showing up. We had a blast. Peace out, guys.